Hey everybody, Tom Hubric here with Hubric Resources. I hope you're all having a great day. It's absolutely beautiful out. Hey, I haven't done a video in a while, so I wanted to get something out to you all. And what I want to talk to you about today is when political discussions bleed into the workplace. And we're seeing that happen quite a bit right now, especially over the past couple years, of course, with COVID and the Black Lives Matters and the Me Too and, two somewhat controversial presidents. So the issue at hand now, of course, is the Roe versus Wade decision and that possibly being overturned. And as we all know, that is just a polarizing subject in our country. So, of course, that potentially has the issue to be, divide people at work. So, in reading this article, it really kind of made me second guess our advice to our clients, which has always been check your political beliefs at the door. We don't want to hear from we don't care. We don't want you talking about politics because it creates drama. And that's especially true with supervisors, and that's where we really get kind of anxious is when we have supervisors that are kind of imposing their political beliefs on their staff, because it's really an unfair advantage, right? So, so we still feel that same way. And that's still my recommendation regarding managers. So if you're a manager, please recognize that. But this article went on to say that we probably should start being a little bit more open-minded to allowing employees to exercise their freedom of speech rights in the workplace. But we really need, if we're going to do that, we really need to set some parameters around it to make sure that, conversations are productive, they don't result in hurt feelings, damage the culture, turnover, and what have you, right? So I'm just going to read some of the things right off of the article here just tell you what I've learned so far on this. So, first off, it's when you're talking to employees or you're writing a policy on this, you want to commit to having the conversation, right? So before having a conversation, think through what you want to talk about, why you want to talk about it, and what's the desired outcome, right? Secondly, you need to get into the right mindset. Be sure to check any preconceptions and assumptions at the door, including your own unconscious biases. And that is very, very hard to do because we all have biases, whether we want to believe it or not. Begin a conversation by setting the stage. Explain why you're interested in your colleagues' point of views and what outcomes might be. Listen to understand, not to solve. Okay, so ask good questions and process the conversation so that you fully understand your colleagues' views and ideas. Support a we attitude. Make sure that you're communicating that we're all in this together. Like we all as an organization, we're trying to improve the culture. We're trying to make sure that we have a good working environment because of course that only helps have happier, more productive employees, reduce turnover, and so on. So, those are some of the key takeaways from this article. Keep in mind, though, that, even if you do create this type of an environment or a policy, however you want to do it, I'm not sure a policy is really warranted, but maybe some guidelines. But also recognize that you're probably going to have some people that are just way too far, left or way too far right, or just feel so strongly on a subject that they just can't be objective and perhaps overly emotional in discussing the topic. And in those cases, you might have to tell somebody, hey, listen, I really don't think that you can have productive conversations about this, and just ask them not to have the conversations. But, it was an interesting article in terms of, should we really start to allow these things to happen? After me doing HR for 30 years and always telling people, do not discuss this at work, it might be time to think about it. So anyways, that was the article. Hope you got something from this. And hey, if you ever need anything HR, we're here to help. Have a great rest of your day.